Hello, my gorgeous people, and I'm here to do our Samhain, our Halloween reading. So, being Scottish, Halloween is a very important time for me. We celebrate it very much. And living in Australia, I'm glad that they've started taking on some of the traditions of Halloween, getting dressed up and decorating and having fun. So I'm going to do that 9-card spread with the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle cards. So if you're not familiar with the 9-card spread, I'll put some links below. So what can we expect from Samhain this year? So there's our 9 cards. Let's read them. So, okay, my lovelies, let's get on with this spread and see what the cards have to tell us. So this card is the present. Apples. To taste, one must swallow it whole, and beneath the satin flames hide drowning waters. So at the moment, this is telling us, this card is actually telling us that you should pause before making a decision. You're being presented with something, but it may not be quite as it seems. And, you know, when you bite into an apple and you're perhaps expecting a nice, crisp, juicy apple, and you get one that's like floury and just bland. You know, there's people out there that are kind of like that as well. You know, you expect one thing of them, but you actually end up getting another. And that's what this is saying at the moment. You have an expectation in place of someone or something. And just be careful with what you're going to receive, because it may not be that beautiful crisp apple that you expect. This card here is the past, the pumpkin. I'll just let you see the card. And this says, uncaging the spirit within, thou the fertile power you hold. To taste the buttery velvet upon tongue is a gift I shall cherish each day that comes. This is our past. And in the past, pumpkins were used traditionally at Samhain for lanterns, and we still use them. But they were also very much used within witchcraft. We would use them in rituals. And, you know, they're great because they can be eaten afterwards. So many people just throw their pumpkins out, but, you know, they can be fed to animals or eaten. And this card is actually talking about protection and abundance. I think in the past you've probably had somebody that's protected you, perhaps from people like this. You've had somebody at your back, but you're now moving on your own. So you just need to be careful. So this is the future. Ritual. And this card says, can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your craft. A ritual of dedication to self and those whose gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly into the unknown. So the future is telling you to honour your magic, whatever your magic could be. Doesn't need to be tarot, things like that, but however you feel that you have your magic. And start to show up for it more. Actually make time for that in your life and hold it close to you. So that's what you need to do in the future. Now, earth. This talks about what's happening outside us. This is silence. There is a sweet embrace in the nothingness stillness brings, a presence of self fully embodied. So this is what's happening on the outside, and this card is telling us it's time to listen and clear your mind of distractions. I think the way that this is linking into here, and the fact that this tells us to pause before making decisions, is that you should listen and think and use your intuition when it's coming to the core of what is going on at the moment. This card is air. This is what's happening with us mentally. And this is the cauldron. Bewitching, yes it be, blink and you shall see, a bubbling desire left in the brewing rain. Now, cauldrons were used to mix our spells. So they bring everything together in our lives when we're practicing magic and witchcraft. Now, you could be using essential oils, you could be using special teas, using herbs and things like that. But where this lies in our spread here, this is our mental feeling at the moment, and it's telling you to practice what you're doing. We don't always get things right first time. You know, you might do a spell, you might make a tea, you might try a recipe, and it doesn't quite work the way you expect it to. So don't worry about it. That's just a normal thing. And we quite often do that and try again until we find that perfect herb that we need to add, or take out an ingredient that we thought should have been in, but actually doesn't fit with the recipe. So as far as mental goes, if you're trying to do something, there's many ways to actually achieve it, and don't be frightened of that. You know, just because somebody does it one way doesn't mean to say that you need to do it that same way. You have to find your own path to that. Now, this is fire. This is your action, or the passion. This is the healer. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy blessed by Mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. So this is our action, and as the name is saying, you are being called to be a healer in some way within your community. You know, that can be online, that can be family, that can be a wider community. But you're certainly being called to do that, or perhaps you're feeling it yourself, that you feel the need to maybe go out and learn Reiki or massage or something like that, where you can help others, or do some videos where you can speak to other people about what is happening. So this is water, this is our emotional, and this card is the underworld. Hand over your known, a shift is near. Take a leap, your journey is clear. Now, water talks about our emotional state. And this is saying, excuse me, that we're needing to move from old to new. A different way of being. So the underworld is obviously where we pass to when we move from this realm, and that's what it's saying, that you know that something is coming, a shift, a time to start something new. And I think this is probably, well, it is, because we can see it in the cards here. This is linked to you needing to do some healing for other people, to work more within yourself and your practice and your ritual of whatever that is. And I think that this is actually connected to your healing work. Like I say, that doesn't need to be that you're actually physically going out and becoming a doctor or a nurse or some sort of practitioner. It could be reaching out within your social community, doing videos on things that you're passionate about that can help other people. But that's certainly coming, and that's going to be coming in the future. But you need to be aware of that. This card is what helps us. Divination. Take a breath, take it twice. Insightful reflections are guided by light. So, what's going to help you in your next phase? Divination. So that could be using your own oracle or tarot cards and pulling a card every few days to give you some guidance. That could be watching for signs when you're out in nature. You're not always shown something, in a blatant manner. So perhaps you need to look at things that you have perhaps looked away from, overlooked, or just haven't been noticing. And silence here was saying that to you, that you need to take stock and pause and see what is actually about you at the moment. So that divination one is a really interesting card. That's what is going to help you. Now, this is what is going to hinder you. The graveyard. There is a song that bellows in the peace of knowing no end, in acknowledging the crossroads of eternity. So I think with this, and this being is what is hindering you, you're going to be faced with a bit of a situation that isn't easy for you to choose what you're going to do. You've had some help in the past with this situation, but now I think you're on your own trying to figure it out. You can use your intuition with your divination. You can listen to things that are being unsaid and try different ways of helping yourself with this. But ultimately, I'm not sure that it is fully in your hands. But I think if you want to do right by yourself with this spread and move on to this next phase, which I'm really feeling that this is the next phase, because this is the future, this is the past. Yeah, you really need to sort of relinquish a bit of control and allow things to go where they need to go. Your divination will help you with that, and then you'll be able to pass on and move through and go where you need to be. So I hope you have enjoyed that little reading. Have a very, very happy Samhain. I hope you enjoy it in all its different ways, and I will speak to you soon, friends. Bye-bye.